Hello, everybody, and welcome to the 10th episode of our Buffalo Bills podcast. Today, we will be recapping the Bills' win against the Chiefs. Now, I'd like to welcome my friend Adrian.
What's up? How we doing, everyone?
Okay, Adrian, what do you think of the win from that the Bills had against the Chiefs?
Okay, so the Chiefs game that was uh on Sunday. I mean, honestly, just it saved our season, let's just say, straight up, because we don't get that game. 6-7 we'd be. And there's like the standings say like there's about 7 teams that are 7-6. And if we lost that game, we'd be out of that group and most likely out of the race. So the fact that we got that win, it was against the Chiefs, which I mean, we're not catching up to the Chiefs, so it doesn't really matter. But the fact that we got the win and we played a good game actually. Like I thought that we were pretty solid. I just think that it was super important just to get the win first off. Like the performance comes after. Right now, it's just about stacking wins. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree. If we lost that game, I think our season would have been over. Winning that game extended our season, and I just like how they were competitive against the Chiefs and they were competitive against the Eagles, and the Bills are able to stay competitive against like all these teams. All our losses this year have been like one score losses or like late losses that were bad losses. It doesn't seem like we've been blown out. So I think I like that just heading into the postseason that we could play with all the teams. And there's not one team that seems to have um like a distinct difference in terms of how good they are compared to us. So I like that. And yeah, I liked how the defense did a good job at stopping them later in the game. I thought overall it was a good job by both units. I thought Allen did a good job, and we held the Chiefs to 17 points, so that's pretty good. Uh, I thought Allen did an okay job. I thought he did good. Uh, I thought uh James Cook was good again. I thought Dawson Knox had a big reception. Which offensive player on our team do you think was the key to our win this game?
So the key, well, obviously Josh Allen, who else? I mean, but I'll talk about Josh first, and then I'll talk about someone else. But Josh, I think, even though like his stats and like the overall offensive output wasn't like impressive, like super impressive, like just watching him play, like you saw how clutch he was, how like he came up in big moments. He he like kind of single-handedly saved that game for us. Without Josh, I don't think we win that game. Like he made big runs, he made big throws. Yeah, I honestly couldn't complain about his performance. He's one of the best in the league. But I'll say, I don't know if you were gonna say him, but I'll say James Cook because I think that he turned up today. He actually has been excellent for the past few weeks, and I actually was really impressed with his performance. He made some excellent runs. He he actually kept some drives going. Like sometimes when we handed off to him previously, he'd be like, I don't know, he like kind of kill drives. Like he'd be wasting it down. But now when we handed it off to him, we were able to control the game late on and hold off late in that game, which is it's I think that's our key. Like when we are able to hold off late in games and not choke them away. So James Cook for me was excellent.
Yeah, I agree. I think he's played much better like overall the last couple of weeks, and especially since Joe Brady has taken over as offensive coordinator. So going into the postseason, if let's say we make it, do you like trust this offense against like the Ravens or the Chiefs or the Dolphins or like any team in the postseason? How do you feel about the offense? Like going into the postseason?
Um, well, I think that we have a good chance at hanging with other offenses and also putting up points against good defenses because our team right now, like we've been able to like just overall hang with some really good teams like the Chiefs and the Eagles. Who I mean, again, the Chiefs aren't really that great this year, but they're still the
Historically.
Chiefs. Yeah, historically, there's like as they're not as dominant as they were in previous years, but I still think that like holding good performances against the Chiefs should be something positive, which going into the playoffs, I think so.
Yeah,
What do you
okay.
think?
Um, Now looking at the defense, it choked against the Eagles, but it was able to keep the Chiefs to only 17 points, which is pretty good overall. Uh, how do you feel about the defense going into the postseason? Obviously, they've had some bad chokes in big games, but based on this performance, do you feel like better about the defense or no?
Um, Slightly because I mean, again, I think that the Chiefs have a lot of problems. I don't think that their fan base is really happy with where they are right now, and their offense is really just Kelsey, who also isn't really having a historic season himself. They don't really have number one wide receivers, but at the same time, we were able to hold them off, which we've had trouble with in the past. So, I mean, historically, I hate to bring that game up again, but yeah, in that game, we all know what we're talking about. We just weren't able to hold them off. We choked late in that game. So like, I guess holding 17 points to the Chiefs is like a positive for sure, but I don't think it changes too much in how I think the playoffs might go. But I do think that it's a positive, and I'm happy to see this defense stringing together. I mean, not really stringing together because the Eagles' performance was not good, but like this Chiefs performance is a good building block to
Yeah.
later in the season. Yeah.
Now, looking looking at this game, we did score 20 points and we were able to score some points against the Eagles. So I feel okay about our offense. I think that it's kind of streaky, but it could probably get the job done. Yeah, I
Mhm.
think I agree though that the defense I don't like 100% trust because they choke a lot late in games, in big games.
Yeah.
I think Josh Allen overall, I don't think has choked. I think the big games that they've lost, it's been because the defense has choked. So, uh, yeah, I don't 100% trust the defense yet. If they could, if they could hold the Cowboys to under like 21 points, then I'll feel good because I think the Cowboys are very good. I like the Cowboys team a lot. And I'm also looking for the Bills to score, probably like if they could score at least 25 against the Cowboys, that'll make me feel good about the offense too. I wanna I'm hope it's probably gonna be a close game. I think that the Cowboys and Bills will probably combine for somewhere close to 60 points. So I think our defense won't do that great of a job. I do like our offense though a lot against the Cowboys. Um, Now looking at the standings, as of we're in ninth right now. Only we're behind Houston, Indianapolis, Cincinnati, and Cleveland, and then the four division leaders. So essentially, if we beat the Cowboys, I think we'll probably be able to get the seventh spot in the playoffs because if we beat them, I think we'll have like tiebreakers over the Colts and we should have a tiebreaker over the Texans too, I think. So
Um, Maybe. I don't
yeah.
think so. I don't think. Maybe.
What is the first tiebreaker? Is it a conference record?
Well, it's head to head first.
Yeah, we
It,
didn't play either of them, so then what?
yeah. Then it's conference, then division, and
Ah,
then I think something like that.
all right, yeah. So if we beat the Cowboys, we're 4-5 in conference. Oh wait, we won't have the tiebreak over Indianapolis. We might. I think we will over Houston though. So we with this win we could probably get to the eighth seed, and then we play next week the Bills play the Chargers, which is a conference game.
Mhm.
Uh and I think they should. I mean, they just gave up 63 points last week, on Monday to the Raiders. So I think we should be able to beat them.
Yeah.
Uh, how do you like where we are in the standings right now? What do you think? What do you think we need to do to get in to the playoffs?
Well, sadly, we've put ourselves in a position where we don't control our own destiny. In seasons past, we were able to really control, like, it's if we win, we make the playoffs or something like that. But now it's like we also have to look at other teams who are ahead of us because as of right now, we're on the outside looking in. So teams like the Bengals, the Texans, the Colts, the the Broncos, we need all of these teams to lose, and like we need them to lose badly because even if we win out, if certain things don't go our way, we miss. So as of right now, the best we can do is just win all of our games, or like I honestly think even if we go 4-1, that gives us like a slight chance. Like
Honestly, I
if we,
think they have to go. I'm looking for them to go 5-0 because
yeah,
if the game that they'll probably lose, if they lose a game, would be to the Cowboys. If they lose
yeah,
this game, they're back at 7-7, and then you're
yeah,
basically at the starting point again. So
yeah.
they need to beat the Cowboys, in my opinion. If they beat the Cowboys, though, then it's the Bills. Oh wait, there are only 4 games left, by the way. So, if they beat the Cow, if they go, they'd have to go. You're saying they'd have to go 3-1, which would mean they'd have to be 10-7. I think they have to be 11-6. If they beat
Mhm.
the Cowboys, they're 8-6. Then they play the Chargers, which should be a win. Patriots should be a win, and Dolphins, who I think are very overrated, and that should be a
Yeah,
win.
yeah, for sure.
So
Um,
yeah,
yeah, as you said, like it needs to like we need to win our games, and even dropping this game to Dallas, which we'd still be alive, but it's like we need to win this game at Dallas. It's like not we wouldn't be mathematically eliminated, but it has to happen. It's so important that we win that game.
yeah. If we lose to Dallas, I think it would be very hard to get into the playoffs. You need what would essentially need to happen would be the Broncos, the Steelers, the Colts, the Texans, and the Bengals to all like play terribly, or at least 4 out of those 5 teams to play terribly the rest of the next four games. So,
Mhm.
or the next 3 games for some of them. So, uh, yeah, I think we have to we have to we have to win this game. I think it would be fair with we don't have a tiebreaker against Denver. We don't have a tiebreaker against Cincinnati, and I think will most likely finish with a better conference record than us, so it's going to be nearly impossible to get in if we don't win this game. We gotta stack up wins, as you said. Like they
Mhm.
need they need like a 5 game winning streak going into the postseason, in my opinion. How do you like the
Yeah.
matchup going into this Cowboys game though? Bills Cowboys. How do you like the matchup?
I mean, I'm a little nervous, I say, but if I'm being honest, like as much as the Cowboys are like a really good team, I'm not really scared of them. Like I just can't get myself to be scared of the Dallas Cowboys. I'm sorry. Like maybe it's because of 4 years ago on Thanksgiving and that like that was Josh's second year when he was still not even good yet. So and we still were able to dominate the Cowboys on national TV. So like, even though I am, like, concerned because Dallas are a really good team, and, like, I think they're a better football team than us. Josh is better than Dak. We are at home, and we have our entire season to play for, and I don't know, I feel like we're gonna get this win somehow. What do you think?
Yeah, I think I like our matchup against the Cowboys. I'm not scared of Dak, but I am scared of like their defense a little bit.
Yeah.
When you look at the teams that scare me around the league, like for us and and matchup wise, I think the Jaguars scare me a little bit. The Eagles scare me a little bit. Um, the 49ers scare me, and I say the Cowboys scare me. I'm not. That's why if we get it, that's why I want the Bills to get into playoffs because there's no like powerhouses. I think in the AFC, I think there's a decent path to the Super Bowl. Though I'm not scared of the Ravens.
No, definitely not. I think that we still have a genuine shot at like going far in the postseason and making some noise down the stretch, especially this 5-0 winning streak that we're trying to do. That'll give us momentum going into the playoffs, which I think will benefit us a lot, which is what happened in 2021 when I keep having to bring up that game. But yeah. Anyways, a winning streak down the stretch will be very important for us, and I honestly think that we still have a shot at winning the Super Bowl this year.
I agree. Um, but yeah,
Yeah,
when you look at what happened in 2021, you get into the playoffs just as they did. Basically, that was a repeat of this year in a way. They got into
yeah,
the playoffs. Um, and then they made some noise. Unfortunately, they choked late in that Chiefs game. But I don't think that will I can't see that happening. At least to the Chiefs this year. Maybe the Dolphins will do it, or maybe we'll play somebody else who does that to us. But I'm not scared of the Chiefs too much, and I like that. I like that going into the playoffs. Um, yeah, I
all
think
right.
it's the seasons of dreams right now. I think we're gonna get a 5 game winning streak. We're gonna win in the first round against in the wild card. I think we're gonna win in the divisional round. I think we're gonna win in the AFC Championship game. And it's gonna be a Bills Cowboys Super Bowl. I'm calling it right now,
Okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We're gonna
and I
beat the
like the
Dallas
matchup
Cowboys in
against
the
the
Super Bowl
Cowboys.
too. We're gonna beat them in the Super Bowl as well, then.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. All right.
Going into this Cowboys game, do you like the Bills in this game?
For sure. I think that we're gonna come out with a win somehow because we're at home. Everything is going in our favor, and we have to win. What do you think?
Yeah, yeah, I agree. I like us to win. We're gonna win. Okay, thank you everybody for listening to the 10th episode of our Buffalo Bills podcast. I'd like to thank my guest Adrian, and we will see you later after for the pregame against the Cowboys. Thank you.